All right. Control room. Okay, welcome to another AriasWave live stream. Welcome, Adrian. Good morning. Welcome, David. Hi, Corda. How you doing? Long time no see. Yes, indeed. It's been a little while and things are about to get very interesting for XLM and the crypto space in general. So we are here to talk about that and bring you the latest relating to all that. So we'll wait for a couple more people to get in here before we start. But yeah, it's definitely been building up to something very interesting. So don't know if you've seen the trading view idea I just posted earlier, but I've been sort of preparing for today over the last week because there's a few things going on. Welcome, E. coli. Back to business. Yes, indeed. I think you did see that trading view idea by the looks of it. So been very busy working on a couple of things I'll mention shortly. But in a nutshell, it's been an interesting end to this correction that we've been looking at since for a couple of weeks, a few weeks, especially this wave E. It's been taking a while to unravel, but I knew that it would take time. I knew that my last idea wasn't on point for a few reasons, but I didn't want to just put something out there straight away because I've done that before. Okay, I've done that before, and all you do is end up chasing your tail, trying to correct your previous mistakes. So instead of doing that, I thought, knowing that this is going to take a while to play out, I thought I would just let it play out, right? That shows my understanding of the waves. It shows my patience. It shows that that's what you need to succeed, right? That time that you waste worrying about what's going to happen in the markets, you could definitely use it to study the patterns, to get better at identifying the patterns. That's what it's all about, right? So the AriasWave program gives you all the tools, right? I don't need to really do much more than point you to the program, right? But for me, it's not just learning, it's mentoring. So I have also thought about how to split up the content into members only and public information. And that took a little bit of thinking, but using AriasWave, it made it a lot easier because it's just about the details, right? And along the way, I also thought about the bigger picture as well. Yes, we are all in lockdown. Again, as of 12 p.m. tonight, and that's in like 4 hours. So for me, this is very timely indeed. But the gym actually closed earlier today due to a infected person having attended the center on Monday. So I just went straight home and started thinking about how I'm going to start this. Well, actually put the rubber to the road in terms of how I'm going to start bringing it all forward from now on, because there's a lot going on here, and there's so much more coming. Like literally, it's going to be crazy because it's not what I thought it was initially. So did I get the shots? Let's not go there just yet. I don't think it's necessary at this point in time, even though it might be. I'm not sure. But at the same time, we haven't been really being pushed here for getting this shot. For some reason, Melbourne is not being pushed in that direction fully yet. I don't know why, but yeah, it's a long story. No time for that here at the moment. Yeah, this is our 5th lockdown, so it's given me a good opportunity to get this cracking with everything on AriasWave. So perfect. No problem there. We just use everything to our advantage. No, I'm not getting chipped. No, thank you. You can keep the chip. I have plenty of chips in my wallet and on the table. So now, if you understood, I don't know who has seen my latest post on TradingView, but it basically paints a picture that we have not seen the end of the move since March 2020. Okay. So even though we had a sharp decline recently, that is not the move that comes after the B wave. The B wave hasn't finished yet. Now, I used the US dollar chart to really dial that in, right? Before I even saw it on the XLM chart, or for that case, Bitcoin, which I will be covering. Actually, I'm in lockdown now, so it's for some reason everything's just come together. I'm going to start really bringing forth my ideas using this new method that I'm going to do with splitting up the information between members and public. So it's going to be really cool because I have a framework for doing so now, and that's just going to make everything easier. So welcome, Chemistry. Thank you for catching the live stream. Hope you saw that TradingView posts earlier. Definitely will help. So we'll touch, Adrian, we'll touch on that hyperinflation thing a bit later. It's something that I want to address. I have brought it up before, but there's a little bit more to when that's going to happen. I don't think it will be August. I think it's way too early to talk hyperinflation. I think that we need to deal with the inflation shock first that's coming, and that will lead to deflation temporarily, okay? And then will come the hyperinflation shock. So I'll touch on that in a bit, but for now, I need to welcome Joshua, another member. Good to see you too. Welcome, Micro S. Awesome. I gave a lot of notice this time because I wanted to really get everybody ready to absorb a bit of stuff, a bit of information, stuff that I've been compiling for the last week in a way that will sort of give you a good insight, but at the same time, it's not going to give you detailed wave analysis, right? It's going to give you very good pointers, but live streams are not really, my live streams are not really for in-depth analysis. That's now been divided up for the members. And the reason I keep saying that is because I'm launching a secret Facebook group for AriasWave members tonight. I just finished recording the first video for that, and that's going to go live later tonight. Members will receive an email to get them to, well, they've already been given access, but I'll wait for the email first. So that will be the introduction. So yeah, look, I haven't done much research on any staking or dividends type programs or apps or initiatives that are going on at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now because that's definitely going to be coming at a later time. But at this point in time. It's just an up and down thing, bear market style. During a bear market, I think there's going to be a lot of movement between stable coins and cryptos. So to me, that's really not on my radar, and there's a good reason for it. I reckon once this correction is over in wave 2, the bigger picture, definitely going to be starting to look into that, because that's when you want to actually be making money in more ways than one. Welcome, Mo. Welcome to the live stream. Well, that's right, Micro S. At this point in time, I just keep it simple, especially because we're going to be making a few moves along the way. There's no real need to get fixed in any particular kind of strategy that's going to bring you some passive income or anything like that just yet, although you could, but it's not something that I'm going to cover at the moment. So that's fine, but I don't want to lock anything just yet, right? Because the way that we're going, and I'll explain to you shortly, is that we're going to be in and out a bit over the coming months. We're going to be in and out of positions, right? So at this point in time, yeah, I just want to welcome everyone first. So let's talk about the bigger picture for a moment. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. Just give me a sec. All right, just give me 1 sec. I just got to do something quickly. All right, does anyone have any other questions before I continue this? I don't know what happened to my chat. Here we go. It's better. Welcome, Pete. Welcome to a live stream. Back after a week. So, all right. So I'm going to start this off with a daily. All right. All right. So here is my messy chart that I have here, just ready for you to observe my messy chart. But the reason I'm pointing this one out for you guys is because we have not seen a complete B wave yet. Initially, I thought it was here, already done, but we have not completed the B wave yet. So automatically that should set alarm bells ringing in your head. Automatically. Why? Because if you thought that move down was wave C, then you've got another one coming. If you know what I mean. This is actually still part of the same pattern. Okay. Crazy, I know it sounds, but you have to understand why I'm saying this. And if you understand why I'm saying this, then you understand that you need to take profits at the highs. Okay. And then something interesting is going to happen after that, right? Something very interesting is going to happen after that. Now, long term, are we looking at a cup and handle pattern? That's something that you need to really think about once we really get to completing this move. What is going to happen in order for us to complete wave 2 of this bear market since 2017? Okay. Now, everybody remembers 2017. Big deal. Who cares? Good on you. That doesn't mean anything, because what's coming in the future is going to dwarf that little wave 1 that you saw back then. And that is exactly what we are getting ready for long term. It's called hyperinflation on a massive scale, but it's not here yet. We are not there yet. Okay, that's important. So whatever your strategy is, you need to take these things into consideration, because if you decide to buy now because you felt that 70% drop down in XLM was great for a rebuy, well, what happens when it goes up to the highs and then plummets 90% in a straight line? What will you think then? Will you feel a little bit of pain, or will you feel great because you're a hodler and you just know you're going to ride this one out? But the thing is that if you sell at the highs and rebuy at the lows once it falls, won't you make a little bit more XLM in the process before that upside move happens? Okay. This is the thing that you need to understand. Which one do you want? Do you want to be the guy holding the bag when it comes back down and you're looking at the wave and you're going, oh shit, I'm holding the bag. Oh my God, look at that wave. It came back down again. I'm still holding my bag. Well, you have to hold it because it came back down already and you didn't sell it at the top. Don't fall in love with your crypto. Don't fall in love with your crypto. Okay. It's just something that is electronic. You can't even grab it, hold it, kiss it, taste it, touch it. You can't do that. You can't even hear it. It doesn't even make a cha-ching noise. Okay. So you need to understand that this is just an asset that you can buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, and keep your receipts, by the way, because the tax man will definitely be looking at you at some point. And I believe there are apps for that, like Coinly or whatever, to do your taxes, etc., whatever. But you need to also make money, right? You need to be smart and be an investor. So regardless of all that stuff, right, you still want to make money. I mean, whether you pay a bit of tax now versus pay a bit of tax later, well, it depends on how you structure your business and if you treat yourself like one. Are you a trader or are you an individual tax return income earner? I don't know. These are the things you need to consider, right? And you need to do that within a year, depending where you are. So a little bit of stuff going on there. So, and I want to address a couple of things along the way as I'm seeing them in the chat. So number 1, XRP, the chosen one. Is that what I read? Hang on a minute. Am I reading things? Carney, welcome back. So XRP is great, is good, but like I said to you before, we are in a wave 2 correction, a bear market. It's a bear market. The whole of the wave 2 is a bear market. I don't care if it goes up. It's still a bear market. It's going to go back down again. Okay. So this is not the time to be choosing which is my favorite coin. Jed McCaleb, can you please shed me some taco knowledge on this coin? Why did you sell so much of it recently? All the above, or you could just understand the waves. It's much easier, and you don't have to talk to him or listen to XRP Army carry on and on and on about moonshot landings and pictures of Mars and Pluto and the next galaxy across the Milky Way. Right. The point is we're going interstellar in the future, but there's going to be a little bit of a turbulence before we start moving higher. Okay. All right. Just like Mr. Branson and his little rocket to the, stratosphere, it's going to come back down again. Okay. Just like his share price did. But my point is that we don't talk about use case utility now. No. And the reason for that is because we haven't seen the great reset yet. Okay. We haven't seen it. It's coming soon. Once the US dollar bottoms, which it will, once we make our final move up in D-Wave, we're going to see E-Wave, and E-Wave will be the big kahuna in your taco stand. All right. It'll wreck your taco stand with a tidal wave. That's going to be the moment when you should be definitely considering, once you've sold at the D-Wave top, you should definitely be considering use case utilities, choosing your favorite coins, all that jargon. But by then you will have made profits by trading the move up to complete B. The move down for C, you'll be out. The move up for D, you'll be back in again, maybe for a couple of the waves or maybe the whole wave, depending on your knowledge. And then by the time you get to D, you cash out again. So that's 2 times cashing out rather than buying now and holding on, right? Holding your bag and weathering the storm, right? That's like a little umbrella in a hurricane, right? Rather than actually being smart and taking the profit at the high, waiting for the drop, wait for the drop, go back in, take your profit at the high, top of wave D, cash out, wait for the hurricane to pass in E, and then you can buy your favorite coins, right? You can go to the candy shop and you can pick out, you could tell the guy behind the counter there, you can say, I want that, I want that, I want this, I want that. And, and give me some Coke as well. So I'm thirsty. So you know what I'm trying to say, right? So at this point in time, forget about use case. I love XRP too, but I'm touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching that. Why would I touch that now? Why would I? Percentage gains, not as much. It doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't matter what you're trading. If you understand the pattern, you can still make money if you understand the pattern. I cover XLM, but if you learn the pattern, if you learn AriasWave, you can apply it to any chart. You could be meticulous on your coin of choice, right? I'm being meticulous on XLM whilst also understanding the US dollar chart and how that impacts everything, including the interest rate bond yield chart, which I've covered recently, and that's in basically wave 4 of wave 5 right now before it bottoms the hell out. And that will coincide with this wave E that we're going to see. And then after that, hyperinflation is coming, interest rates through the roof. You can pick your candy at that point in time. But until then, make some money first. Hey, you want to have more money to go and shop in the candy store later once this wave 2 is complete. Okay, now picture it like this, right? Now looking at my chart, picture it like this. I'm gonna make it real simple here, right? Just give me a sec. Let's have a sip. I'm gonna make it real simple for you, okay? Just so you can get an understanding until we go down to the small degree, because this is important. It's all about perspective, right? So Okay, we can't see the start of wave one here. This chart is incomplete. I don't want to switch to the STR chart, but I've shown it many times. This is the top of wave one. Okay, so assuming this is the bottom to the top, whatever, who cares, right? That's the top of wave one, the green line. Now, let's make it blue just for the hell of it and make it 4x. Thickness, wave one, okay? Now, do you remember wave one down on a small degree? Do you remember wave one down at the small degree on that little wave that we saw since the low back in June? Okay, we had a wave one, same thing happened, wave A. Little wave A, we had wave B, okay? Remember wave B at the small degree went above the start of wave one? That's fine. And then remember C wave went down really deep? I'm going to show you in a minute. So remember what I'm saying, okay? So, and then we had a wave D, which went above wave B. And then we had a wave E, which we were trading in recently, and it was really drawn out. Well, don't expect this giant wave E to be drawn out, right? Like the one we just saw at the small degree, fractal patterns. Okay, it's all about fractal patterns, and I'm really just showing you what's coming, and it's just fractal patterns, okay? I'm not going into detail here, but I'm giving you an idea, right? It's getting you interested. So let's go to the 15-minute chart, right? Let's have a closer look at this. Okay, now remember what I said at the larger degree. We have a wave one, we had a wave A, B went up above, C came back down. You see that? C came back down to where almost wave A ended. D wave went up above B wave. Oh my God, such a shock. You should see how shocked I am. And then E wave came back down below where C wave was. All right, that took a while. Okay, it took a while. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to take a while in the larger degree. Wave E's aren't always this choppy. Okay, they're not. They're not always that choppy. Okay, so you have to get it into perspective. You have to think about, what are you looking at? What do you expect? Okay, for all those who think it's going to go straight up in a straight line, I mean, I don't know. You obviously haven't really paid much attention, because it's not going to do that. Okay, the wave B is still in progress here. We haven't even seen that final move up to complete wave B yet. That's coming. So this part in the larger degree is coming. We haven't seen that yet, right? We haven't seen that yet. We're about to trade that move up in the larger degree here. Okay, and then we're going to see this giant thing come back down. So what, do you want to hold on to your bags right now, or do you want to make some money, cash out, come back down, buy it again, wave the D, ride the D wave up, right? Cash out, wait for this E wave to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying now? This is the kind of thing that you need to do in cryptos. Don't follow what everybody else is doing. Don't read the news. The news is garbage. Maybe that does make a difference, but it doesn't make a difference now. It doesn't make a difference to my trading, right? So there's still a long way to go. Like, we haven't even seen the C wave yet. Look how much came after the C wave, but we haven't even seen the C wave yet. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take that long in the big picture, but you need to sort of get that into your mind, that we are only a certain portion of the way through the bear market correction for wave two on the larger degree. This is just a small version of what you're looking at on the larger degree. And once you've absorbed that type of information into your mind, right, then you will start to understand why I say learn the waves now is a good time. Because once you get that move up, it's going to go up, right? Right now it's going down on the small degree there. So let's have a look at that. So why is that happening, right? So we saw an impulsive move up which to me indicated, fine, this is probably going to move higher. But what is this pattern now that we've seen a little bit more? Now, this is why I wasn't in a hurry to post anything, because small degree movements, not always easy to understand, right? So not easy to understand. So to me, I wanted to avoid this, but it's also good because I get to also talk about it and give you some perspective as it happens. So C wave, probably, yes. I would say C wave most likely right now for A wave. So most likely this is an A wave. It's going to be going down to 0.618, which is a very common retracement level. 50%, okay, but remember, we've got to make the same length as wave A for wave C. So it's probably going to be down to 0.618 and really get those people to feel the fear. Welcome, SGHHHH. XLM scam? Well, if you're calling XLM a scam, then you're calling every crypto a scam. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know where you came from or why you say that, but do you think that every crypto is a scam because they're all following the same pattern? So you need to back up your claims, or maybe you made a loss. I don't know. If you made a loss, you should learn the waves. Definitely going to help. So yeah, scam? No, I don't think anything is a scam when the crowd of human psychology is pricing it, right? If the crowd of human psychology the patterns based on human psychology is a scam, that means the whole crowd's getting scammed. Basically, everyone in the world's getting scammed. You could say the same thing about the US dollar. The US dollar is a scam because they keep printing it, but yet we still manage to price it as a population of the world, global reserve currency. We still manage to keep using it and keep paying our bills with it and all the cross pairs that accompany it. You could call that a scam. I would call that a scam more than cryptos, but you know what? It's okay because we're pricing it as the majority, as the people. We price it. So if it's going to crash eventually, which it is in the process, it's called a slow motion train wreck, US dollar crash, which is very slow. Yeah, it is going to crash, and I would call that more of a scam than cryptos. Cryptos is probably more of a people's choice, right? Inflation hedge type thing. So the word scam, it's a little bit tacky. It's a little bit like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Label stamp of disapproval. But really what you mean to say is perhaps I don't understand it. Perhaps if I don't like it, maybe I should stay away from it. If I don't understand the waves, perhaps I should stay away from trading until I learn them, because I'm only going to get hurt a little bit more and have these negative emotions towards things which technically I should be positive about if I only just bring myself into alignment with myself to then start with a foundation to build my knowledge and to understand what I'm dealing with here, especially in a time where, digital payments are kind of being used a little bit more than maybe 2017 because of maybe some pandemic that might be underway around a few countries. I think the future is sort of heading this way anyway, and tech is definitely part of it. It was since a long time ago, maybe around the .com era. So, yeah, everyday dump, that's fine, but it's only going to be painful for you if you don't know the waves, especially if you have 5 million XLM. If you make another high and then take another dump without really understanding what to do, then it's going to be painful for you. And At the same time, I don't know what it would be like for you if you have that many XLM and you suddenly convert it to a stable coin to avoid a dump. I'm pretty sure that you'd probably have to pay a little bit of capital gains on that tax. So therefore, you're probably in a place where you kind of got your hands tied, because if you did do that, you might have to pay quite a substantial amount of money towards the tax in order for you to then avoid losses. So you're kind of stuck in a catch-22 unless you really have the knowledge to back up your moves that are definitely will help you. I could definitely see that happening, but to be negative on that, it's only frustration at best. And if you call it a scam and you own 5 million of them, I don't know. I don't know about that. If I thought something was a scam, I probably wouldn't own 5 million of them. I might own maybe 500,000. I don't know. That's just my opinion, right? Welcome, Billy. Okay, so there's a few positive gains coming, as I've mentioned in this video already. So if you haven't caught on to that one, you can definitely rewatch this again, because time is limited, and for me to repeat something all over again, it's not gonna work out too well for all those who have been here. And by the way, no offense to SGHHHH. It's just logic, really, like just using a bit of logic there. Thought processes. Don't like to judge people. I just sort of like to think from a perspective of what if, and to me, it's just logical, my answers to you. So thank you, Joshua. Joshua is one of my members, and he understands. He now understands what it means. Um, to know the waves is gonna definitely lift up a lot of stress off you, because you're gonna like not worry about the long term. It gives you the perspective with the whole range of knowledge across different charts, including the US dollar bond yields. Bond yields is a big one, by the way. The Dow Jones, global markets, everything. Like this is the way I like to see it, right? Say it is we live in an expanding universe, right? Everything is expanding. Everything is expanding. Life, expansion, pregnancy, life, expansion, right? Belly, expansion, money supply, expansion, universe, expansion, expansion, expand. Everything is in a process of expanding. So why, population expand. Why would something shrink? Why would everything suddenly shrink? Okay, maybe a bear market, whatever, but that's temporary, right? The pattern that AriasWave has uncovered in the totality of the move up since Great Depression era totally indicates that we are in a massive, huge uptrend. And these periods of bear market, they're only temporary, right? And that's the thing, like we always get caught up in these bear markets, but that's because they last a little while and we get all frazzled up and we don't really understand what's going on. We get worried, we get scared, we panic. But long term, I can assure you that everything is going up, expanding universe, expanding money supply, expanding everything, right? It's not hard to see that once you really start to understand money, inflation. And I recommend always watching Milton Friedman's YouTube video. You'll find it on YouTube from the 70s, great economist on money and inflation. That's the title of his YouTube video. Well, it was put on YouTube. But, it opens your eyes. Mike Maloney, if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of what's happening with the Fed, watch Gregory Marino. He's always telling you bad and the good of the Fed's ways, and so does Peter Schiff, so does just a whole bunch of people, right? How does the market work? How does all the ins and outs of the market work? Watch George Gammon, right? How does the bond buying work in the Fed? How does, money flow from, people into the system and investments and real estate and, you know, bond buying from the central banks and this whole process of basically spending money on one side of the market and then basically printing and getting from another side. And it's just like this cycle that keeps expanding everything, right? Why is that happening? Is it a conspiracy? Are we all destined to be overruled by this World Economic Forum's agenda or all that stuff? Who cares? Who cares, right? Just do you. Just do you, like Tech9 says, just do you, and the reward will be greater. Who cares what everybody else is doing? Oh, Stellar, XRP. I mean, you gotta love their use case. You gotta love their partnerships with IBM, Visa for XLM, and then you've got XRP running alongside Swift, ready to replace it. I mean, even Acon uses XLM, the Stellar network, to make Acoin, right? I mean, come on. This stuff is crazy, the future. Like, it's just ready to happen, but it's, it's in its snappies, right? It's early stages. We're dealing with ups and downs. We're dealing with a global crisis, which is or isn't what you think it is. I don't know how to say it, but the point is that who cares? Who cares? The patterns, the waves, they keep me. I have a good sleep every night because I understand that the future is bright, and that we can just all have a piece of that pie if we just, learn the waves and be calm and not worry and stuff like that. I mean, come on, why isn't that a good thing? So anyway, I can talk until the cows come home, right? But the point is that I'm making this video now because down the track, when we get to that high, I'm going to make another video, right? And I'm going to make another video along the way. And I'm going to try and make you understand that everything that is happening is so predictable, right? It's absolutely crazy how predictable it is. But if you don't know how to read it, you can't read it. It's like reading a map, literally like reading a map. And once you sort of catch on to it, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's just practice. Everything takes practice, but the problem is most people practice doing the wrong thing all the time, or they give up on something and they go to something else. And you know what? I don't blame you, because I don't think there's anything out there that is something that you really want to be investing a lot of time in, because it's going to lead you nowhere anyway. So what the hell is the point of that? That's the thing that really made me want to discover the pattern in the first place, because I'm willing to spend so much time on trying to figure out how RSI works, right? But doing that made me realize that it's garbage. And so many other things, so many other theories and principles, wave principles and crap. I did spend so much time, and I spent so much time. I allocated so much time and effort, and I experienced massive, massive, massive pain along the way. So it's not that I'm trying to just promote, because down the track, you're going to see that it's just for fun. It's just how it works. And it's also some promoting, but I enjoy doing this. Like, I literally spend hours talking to people about waves, and I don't even care. It's to make money, to make the real money is in the movements of the price. Okay. To make people happy and to, talk about what you like doing, you can introduce it to people. And then I found a way to do that. Wasn't easy, but who cares? I've done it already. It's time to share and enjoy talking to people. Welcome, Invino. Another member has joined us, Mr. Vincent Invino Veritas. So just to wrap up, not to wrap up, wrap-ups come soon. Just to quickly summarize what I've said. So basically the wave up since March 2020 hasn't ended yet. Okay, so we'll go quickly to the daily chart. Might as well make this chart make some movement here whilst we're at it. All right. So basically what I try to explain is we had wave one, we had A, B's not done yet. Okay. Now, what comes after B? Well, you know the alphabet. I don't have to tell you. Right. And then D, E. Right. So that's an ongoing wave two on the larger degree, fractal patterns. You know, we all know those, especially if you're an AriasWave member, like Invino is, like Joshua is, and there's a few others in here, I believe. Not everybody wants to make themselves known, but so you put this in your mind and you basically go to the smaller degree, right? So A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so go to the smaller degree, right? And since June, you had wave one, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so you can see that B wave went above, hasn't finished yet on the larger degree, and it went above. C wave came back down to almost the same level as wave A. D wave made a new high. Okay, so these things are probably going to happen in the larger degree as well. Wave E, on the other hand, was really long and drawn out. So is that going to happen on the larger degree? And my answer is most likely no, because it's a C wave in USD. Okay. So also I need to say once again, because you just joined, is that tonight I'm launching the Facebook secret group for members, and I will be posting my first video after this live stream, and I'll be sending an email out to all members who will have first up an in-depth analysis of this E-wave, explain to you as quickly as I can, but you know, more detailed, solely on the waves. You don't need to know what you're seeing here. That's very straightforward, basic. In a nutshell, that's what I've been talking about. And also, well, hyperinflation will come after we've seen all these larger degree moves happen. Right now, we're still in early stages. So we're going to have a bit of a talk at some other time as well, in Bino, if you get a chance. So 2025 news, SDF buys Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan in Wall Street shopping spree. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just going to be very interesting to see what happens after that, because no doubt the printing press will have been fitted with a turbocharged boost, super turbocharged boost, right? Twin. And then that's when the money printing comes full speed, and also hyperinflation picks up to drive prices beyond the moon. So things are going to go parabolic at some point, but it's not going to happen yet. When you're in a bear market, it's not easy to make profits, okay? Because it gives you these wild swings, right? And it's no different since 2017. It's no different. But the thing is, AriasWave understands the pattern, so it can give you opportunity, especially with cryptos, because they have such a high percentage return in these movements, right? The drop since the drop that happened in May, June was 74%, right? Now I'm telling you to buy here and sell at the highs 80 cents, right? For about a 70% gain, roughly, and then cash out. That's what I'm telling you to do. That's sorry, I'm not telling you. I'm not a financial advisor. I need to mention that. indicating that AriasWave is telling me that the pattern that's going to go up is going to end at the highs, potentially a little bit higher than the highs, potentially, probably not that high. And then it's going to go for a dip, a big dip, probably bigger than this one that we just saw May, June, right? Now, there's a reason for that, and that's for the members, obviously, right? And I'm only going to start with this E-Wave for the members, by the way. Just been super busy, but I'm in lockdown again in Melbourne, so I'm going to have more time to be posting a hell of a lot more now that we're starting to see some action here. So back to the small degree quickly before we head in for a landing. Now, I did say previously on the idea that this correction might have been over sharp quick, but no, it made me look silly again. And why? So having a quick look now. Yeah, so potentially that's an A. So potentially that's an A wave there. Yeah. So if that's an A wave, it probably might go down to 0.618 with the C wave being longer than the A wave in brackets. Apart from that, it's already oversold. Doesn't always mean a lot. But yeah, so like I said to you, the E wave looks complete. This is an impulsive move. Now, one little bit of soothing information when it comes to the waves, right? Especially when you're looking at something like this, is that you cannot get a 5-wave move that looks like that without getting another resulting move that equals that move. Now, this is something that is cryptic, but the AriasWave members will get it. If you think about it, when you've seen a completed move like that, like I've explained, and also I will share that later, you can't get a move like that without getting a resulting move to match it at least. But in this case, we're talking about the start of wave 3. So that doesn't even make a difference really, but this thing cannot go below the start now because of its movement is unique to the rest of the pattern. And it's also, it hasn't had any reaction. So every wave has a reaction, and that reaction is usually part of a zigzag or part of something larger. But yeah, this here is got everything pointing to a zigzag, and it's hanging around 0.618 oversold on the RSI. In terms of the pattern, I've already mentioned that this, I spent a whole week looking at this and I could not make anything else out of this pattern at all, apart from the previous idea, which was wrong. And then I took a week off to really dive deep. But Bitcoin also showing that kind of pattern as well, where it's about to go up. So that's basically it, guys. It's been awesome to have another chat with you. And yeah, if you hodl, you get white hairs, and then you might be able to, you know, spend your money on some lovely things at the candy shop, but it might be just a little bit too late to enjoy it fully. But yeah, just learn the waves if you can. And look, I'll say this, right? If and when we make this move up, it'll definitely triple your bag. right? Now, if you are the hodling type, you will hold on to your bag and then suffer more pain. And then we'll have another talk then. But if you make profits on the way up and take profits, you can easily learn the waves, right? And you'll be able to follow my stuff so much easier, right? And become part of the community where we talk waves. And by the way, I mentioned I'm after this live stream right now, which we're going to wrap up, I'm launching the secret Facebook AriasWave members only group. Instead of losing your money back down, why don't you cash out and learn the waves and then know when to get back in again with confidence, and you can go to sleep at night knowing that you did the right thing. Just saying, it's probably a good idea. So hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.